Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. And it is the 10th of January. We're almost mid-month into the first month of the year. So you have at the beginning stages of January, like what have you accomplished like so far? I mean, what have you accomplished in your 2023 year that you're proud of? Like, what are you proud of that you have done? Like, whether it's for those who do New Year's resolutions, whether it's something that you wanted to start that you started that you're sticking with, whether it's going to the gym or you started a diet or you started writing a book, whether you started journaling, whether you started, I don't know, running more, whatever that is, like what are you proud of right now? In your new 2023 season, what have you started that you know that you're committed to, that you can continue to do, that you're giving command to? Like right now. Celebrate your victories because there's someone that didn't have the opportunity that you have to even see 2023 that's not in this season right now because they didn't make it physically to this particular season. And in order for you to grow into what you're going to continue to do, celebrate your victories like right now. Go ahead and say, you know what? I started this. I'm still doing this. I'm committed to doing it and I will continue to do it. Why? Because there is something that is going to happen for you while you continue to do it. You're going to open new doors. You're going to open new processes, new systems. You may be a lot happier. You may be a lot more fulfilling because you have worked for what you actually have right now. This is your season. This is your time. And what we're going to be talking about today is to command the season. We're going to be talking about commanding your season. So, like always, we're going to dial back just a little bit so I can give you some of this appreciation because you can be anywhere right now, but you're here in the morning. 0730, right here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. So I thank you. I appreciate you. I applaud you just for being here because you can be on somebody else's platform or you could just be not doing anything right now. Like we said, like I said before, like last year's first podcast was 2 degrees of environment, which is the first 28 minutes of your day. So I appreciate you for allowing me to be in this morning space because sometimes in the morning is the best space that you can have because sometimes you're not committed to a lot of other obligations, but you give yourself this time in the morning to where you're listening to certain things or you're writing down certain things. So I appreciate you for allowing me to be in this time that you've given in the morning. So I thank you and I appreciate you. Again, if you don't get any sort of appreciation throughout your day, know that you can get it right here at Consistency is Currency. So again, thank you. All right. So for those that are watching, I say good morning to you. The best thing that you can do for me is to say good morning back. Why? Because that is an interaction between the sender and the receiver. Because if I want to send great energy your way, then I hope that you will want to send that my way as well, because I'm human just like you. Because the things I send, it comes back. So if I am pouring that out to you, then I would like that to be poured back into me because I pour it out so much into a lot of other people. And the receiving of being poured into it is always great and it's always good. So I thank you. All right. So what are we going to do is, well, I'm going to tell you where this came from. Peace. Good morning, Miss Scott. Um, True story, transparent moment, true story. So I was in Kia. This is where today came from. So I was in Kia, the dealership, Kia, and I was waiting for the GM, and I'm sitting there, and I looked on the table, and there was an advertising card, and on that card it said "Command the Season." So I looked at it for a while, and I continue to, people watch. We as adults, we like to people watch sometimes. So I continue to people watch and I look back down and I picked it up and I looked at it, I'm like, wow, this is like this is deeper than what it is, because it's saying command your season. And I said, yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, because it inspired me far more greater than what I'm sure they intended for that to be for someone. Because a lot of times we don't command our season. So we receive whatever we receive, but we're not commanding those particular outcomes, because we don't action it by way of a command. So that's where today came from. So shout out to IKEA, whoever did that. Well, not IKEA, Kia. So whoever did that marketing piece, I thank you and I appreciate you, because you were the inspiration for today. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's switch this out. All right, again, for those that know the platform, this is an interactive platform. The things that you see, that it relates to you or is relevant to you, go ahead and drop that inside the chat, because a lot of times people come back and they read the comments just like you do when you go to other posts. You come and read the comments. So you can go ahead and drop anything. So you're going to get definitions today. And today I actually got the etymology of the word command. So you're going to get definitions, you're going to get etymologies, and we're going to twist the definitions to give you an inverted process, whether it's going to be red over white or it's going to be white over red. And before we really get started, what I want you to do is to go ahead and take this live and share it. Share it into a Facebook group, because I trust and believe, I know that someone is going to be blessed by command the season. Like, I know it, I claim it. Somebody's going to be blessed by command the season, because right now you may be in a particular season, or you may be trying to or striving to figure out, like, what is your next month going to look like, or what is your next quarter going to look like, or what does the rest of the year going to look like. It's going to look like whatever you command it to be. That's what we're talking about now. Whatever you command it to be. So make sure you go ahead and share this live. After you share it, put the word done, because we're going to be dropping so much jewels today, and I want you to be able to receive them, because it is important for you to receive it so you can go ahead and use it for however you wanted to use it in your own personal life. So again, let's go ahead and go. Make sure you go ahead and share this. All right. So the very first definition of command, it says give an authoritative order. Give an authoritative order. And the inversion on this is red over white. I kind of can flip it both ways. I can go give, or I can just go an authoritative order. I'm going to stick with authoritative order. So if I flip back and go to give, I mean, it's just something that's just going to come naturally. All right. So again, the inversion is red over white, which is an authoritative order. Like, how do you see that for your season? Like, what is an authoritative order for you in the season that you're in right now, in your life? So an authoritative order. So for me, an authoritative order is something, it has nothing to do with complacency, right? A lot of times complacency comes in because you are no longer an authority in what you're doing. So you're allowing everything else to happen except or minus the things that's supposed to be happening. But that's when you look at it and you begin to communicate to yourself and you give yourself that command. Love, have you ever laid in the bed and you commanded yourself to get up, like for real? Or have you ever been doing something that you know you can do better at doing it, and you command yourself to change, or you're feeling like you're down and out, and things begin to hurt you and to affect you in things that you know that normally would not affect you? Have you ever commanded yourself to think different, or commanded your process of thought to change? That's that authoritative order. Like, get up. Like, if you don't get up right now, you're going to be late. That's that authoritative order. You command it. You command yourself to get up. You command yourself to do one more rep. You command yourself to run one more lap. You command yourself to cook with healthier food choices. You command yourself to go and to communicate with someone that you know you have been avoiding for a long time. That's that authoritative order. If you didn't know what that was, That's that authoritative order. Like, where are you at right now in your season? Where are you at right now in your life that you need to be looking at it from an authoritative position, from an authoritative standpoint? Because a lot of times these things don't happen to you, or these things don't happen for you, because you're not commanding change. You're not commanding something new to take place in your life because you're too passive about the things that have happened in your life. So you can't even transition into an authoritative order. You can't be commanding in your season because you're not even committed to the process that it's going to take in order for you to continue on with what you started. So let's go with the second definition of command. So the second definition is to direct with specific authority or prerogative, or order. To direct with specific authority or prerogative, order. And the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is red over white, which is to direct with specific authority. Again, we see the word authority. Like, don't allow someone to be your authority. Like, because this is something that you specifically want out of your life, then how about you be the authority in it? You're waiting to do something knowing that you already have the gifts to do it. You're going to have to shake it up just a little bit more in order for you to change the outcome, because you're going to have to direct it with specific authority. Like, you have the power to do it, but not just any old power. You have the specific power to do it. You have the specific authority to change how you see the way that you've been living. You have the specific authority to change how you have seen your season happen to you the last time you tried it. You have the direct and the specific authority to do it. But that is completely up to you. How direct are you with you going about developing new systems and process, and even getting specific on how you need to heal? Because if this is your healing season, then maybe you need to be just a little bit more direct and specific in giving yourself the authority to heal. But you're waiting for somebody else to apologize. That's not authority. That's somebody else having the authority over your healing process, because you're waiting for somebody to apologize, but you could be the one that goes and apologize and get it out. So, you know what? I apologize for the things that I've done, because I can't change how you feel, but I can change how I make you feel. I can change I can change what I say to you. That's specific. That's knowing that you have an order in what is going on, and you're only responsible for what you have done specifically. All right, and the next definition that I want you to pay attention to, right? It says the right or authority to order, control, or dispose of, the right to be obeyed or compel obedience. And the inversion that I want you to pay attention to, again, is the red over white, which is the right or authority to order. Like, if you want to call your life to anything, call your life to order. If you want to call your situation to anything, call your situation to order. If you want to create something new for you, then create that authoritative process of thought to make it make sense to you, to make it happen to you. Because without it, it is going to be and continue to be as chaotic as it has been, because you haven't, or you wasn't specific enough, or you haven't made it right in order for you to bring the authority to order. Stop being a victim to your season. Because when you're a victim to your season, then you're allowing things to take place and you're allowing things to happen because you wasn't the authority in order for it to change. Because change only happens when you understand what needs to be changed. Like that is that process, right? That's that process of change. Change happens when the process is understood that change needs to take place, right? So this is something that I love, and it really made me look at the word command just a little bit different, especially when we're talking about command the season. So the etymology of command, which is the origin, which is everything that you see, you can look up for yourself. And the etymology of command, it says Latin uh, commandeer. If I said it wrong, cool. If I didn't, cool too. Uh, Latin commandeer, to commend, to recommend, entrust to, altered by influence of Latin manadere, sure, to commit and entrust. So what I want you to pay attention to is the red over white. It says, because the origin of command is altered by influence. Are you going to alter your season by influencing it with the proper things, influencing it with a new way of thinking, influencing it with new process of thought? It's easy to be influenced by the wrong things, but can you alter the influence and look at positive influences in your life in order for your season to come out with a command authority of change? And the thing that I also like is to commit and entrust. That's the part that really blew me away, right? Because you cannot command something that you are not committed to. And when I read that, I was like, whoa. So the origin of command is commit, but you cannot command a season that you're not committed to seeing it through. You cannot command that I am going to lose weight, or I am going to work out, or I am going to save money. You cannot command that in your season if you're not committed to it. You're just running your mouth on what you hear other people saying or what you see on social media, but you cannot command it if you cannot commit to it. Because you have to commit to the authoritative order of what you have entrusted your season has for you. Because if you don't see it, how do you feel that you're ever going to receive it? Because your season is waiting on your authoritative order. Like, what do you command for your season? Because again, remember, in definition, it says the authoritative order. Like, your season is waiting on your authoritative order. Speak life into your season, and I guarantee you it will begin to speak life into not just you, it will begin to speak life into the seasons to come. That's because you're speaking to it. That's because you're giving that authoritative order. Like, if I am going to be happy, these are the things that make me happy, and these are the things that I'm going to do. Because I command it. I command myself to these things, and I entrust that I will continue to be committed to the process. If not, then I do have the ability to alter my influence into doing the things that I know that is going to be beneficial for the future me, because I command the season. So now let's begin to go into the deep dive just a little bit. And once we go into the deep dive, we're going to go ahead and close it out. So my question to you right now is, what do you command of yourself? Like, what do you command yourself in this season? Yes, it's January. Yes, it's kind of like winter, but not really. It's Texas. uh, but what do you command of yourself? Like, what do you want for yourself? What do you want of yourself? What are the things that you have thought about you that you want to accomplish? Hell, it could be you want to accomplish by the end of the month, or the things that you want to accomplish by April. Whatever it is, what do you command for yourself? Because in the military, we have something called command presence, which is like essentially the manner that attracts attention, like how you carry yourself, like that energy or that frequency or that power that you exude, like before you even open your mouth, you have that command presence. So like, what do you attract? What energy do you attract? That's a real question, because you're going to have to think about it, because if you're going to command your season, what energy do you attract? Like, do you command those things for yourself? Because if you don't command those things for yourself, how do you feel the season is going to return that to you if you don't even command it? Because you got to create the ability to project your position as an authority. Like, I am who I am, and I will walk as the person that I am, and I command my season to render an outcome that is going to be profitable. Like, whatever it is for you, you have to command that authority. Like, you got people that's talking about, a hot girl summer. How about a book tour summer? How about uh, you're going to do something uh, that you command of yourself to do? You got spring break. How about spring bank? You're learning your process, and now you're creating income, and you're pouring that income into a savings that's going to be able to close that wealth gap between you and your child. Like, what do you command for your seasons? And dialing it back just a little bit, like yesterday we talked about treasures. So in your treasures are your gifts. But when you're looking at your gifts, you're going to have to take inventory to look at what gifts do you have and how do you plan on using them. So write down your treasures and then start putting those treasures to work. Like, if you are a writer, you like writing, that's your gift. You have a gift to write, then start writing that thing down. So if you're commanding in your season to have your first chapter of your book written by 1 April, whatever it is, then start doing that. Empower that gift. Write that down and accomplish that. Why? Because your command is based on your commitment to do it, and command each of your treasures to do something with it, because there is a season of change throughout the year. And there are many seasons, like in our own personal life, but there should never be a moment that you cannot command it. Like, not one, because if I say it, I can see it. If I see it, I can have it. And if I have it, I can duplicate that over and over again, because I can command it. It's like saying, if you want more, you got to do more, because you have to command it. You have to tell yourself that I am going to make it happen, and I'm not giving myself the option of quitting. I'm not giving myself the option of procrastination. Like, even nature itself teaches us that the change is natural, and it is an inevitable part of life. So yes, you're going to change. Yes, it's okay that you do change, but understand that what that change brings for you, because you're still going to have to command your season. Like, are you working on healing, or are you healing? One is passive and the other is assertive. But we often wonder why one season worked and the other one didn't. Because when we begin to stop being passive about our gifts and allow them to be assertive in our season. And I guarantee you, when you look at it from an assertive standpoint, your harvest will come out to be different because now you're actively engaged and you're committed to the command. So the season has no other opportunity but to become bountiful in the harvest, because even if time uh, uh, embraces what you're doing, you're looking at it because it worked. You're looking at it because it makes sense. But we are going to have to hold on our own influence, because I want to be healthy. I want to be wealthy. I want to be prosperous. I want to do more. So, in that time of communicating and commanding uh, to yourself and with yourself, it allows you to know that you can do it again. That's those small victories. That's those small things that have worked, and you can continue to allow that to work again, because even the principles of time even responds to the movements of the earth. That's just like when the earth rotates, that's when the seasons take place: your winter, spring, your summer, and your fall. So you're always going to have things in your life that is going to change in its season. So it's not always going to be rainy. It's not always going to be windy to where your life feels like things are blowing all over the place. It's not always going to be freezing cold. You can command in your season. Like, you have the authority over your season. But what you do with it is completely up to you. Speak life into your season. Speak healing into your season. Speak peace and tranquility into your season. Be committed to the command that you give your season. Because if not, you're going to always and you're going to continuously have those passive seasons, and you're going to wonder, like, where did time go? Time went where you allowed it to go. Stop being passive with your commands and be direct and have that authoritative action or those authoritative conversations with yourself. Like, today we're going to put in work. I refuse to allow this to happen again. Make those authoritative order that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Take the option of quitting away. Then I guarantee you, your seasons will change. All right, I appreciate y'all for being here. It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. I'll see you tomorrow here at 7:30. Same bat time, same bat channel. Y'all be blessed. Peace.